Hi everyone, it's me again, Jasmine Peterson of Sullivan Associates Clinical Psychology. I'm quite excited about today's topic in our Indigenous Mental Health series, parenting. Parenting comes with a lot of challenges, but it is also so rewarding. I know we all want to be good parents, so today I want to talk a bit about Indigenous parenting, how colonization has disrupted traditional parenting, and some things that we can all do as parents that might improve our relationships with our children overall. There are so many Indigenous identities across this nation. Having been born on the East Coast and grown up on the West Coast, and then landing here in the middle, I have had the great fortune to learn from a number of elders from different Indigenous cultures and traditions. But one thing that I've seen to be consistent across Turtle Island is that children are considered sacred. As Indigenous people, family systems and kinship are so important, and children are central to that. Prior to colonial contact, Indigenous parenting systems were intact and healthy. Parenting was intuitive and based on traditional values that created healthy, happy children who grew into healthy and happy adults. Some of these traditions live today, even if they have shifted to accommodate to living within a colonially structured society. So while some traditional parenting systems have been disrupted by colonization, it is important to remember that Indigenous people are also resilient and resistant, and that despite that, we continue to pass on traditional knowledge systems. We see this in the ongoing use of the Tikanagan and the way Indigenous babies show feelings of comfort and safety while cozy on their cradle board. Aunties and uncles, grandparents and cousins all provide care to the children in their families and in their communities, and in this way, the communal ways of raising children persist. Passing down language by speaking it in the home is another way parents show love to their children and maintain tradition in the home. Taking children hunting, out on the trapline, fishing, and camping are also all ways in which parents continue to connect with their children and bridge to ancestral ways of parenting. Sometimes Western models are incongruent with traditional parenting styles. Encouraging independence in babies, for example, crying it out methods, placing children to sleep in separate rooms, methods of discipline, and so on, rather than creating connection, community, and closeness. Considering the child to be autonomous and allowing them to explore the world to learn, and regarding discipline in terms of good medicine, love, kindness, affection, direction, and strong medicine, intervening and redirecting. A frequent concern of Indigenous adults I have seen in therapy is their relationships to their own parents, as well as their relationships to their children. Colonization has resulted in disrupted family attachments and parenting styles, and the traumatic effects of forced assimilation and attempted genocide are ongoing. Today, there are more children in the child welfare system than there were children enrolled in residential schools at the height of enrollment. And this is not merely a coincidence. This also continues to disrupt families and healthy family attachments. Families were disrupted when children were forcibly taken from their homes and placed in residential schools. These disruptions became even more pronounced when children were forced to learn a language different from that of their families and sometimes returned home unable to communicate with them. The traumas that were endured resulted in children who grew into adults who did not know how to connect to others in healthy and loving ways. In some cases, they were simply emotionally distant. Other times, they suffered substance abuse to escape their suffering, or they were angry and lashed out verbally or physically as had been done to them. How, in spite of all of the ways colonization has sought to disrupt and disconnect, have Indigenous parenting systems and knowledges been maintained and continue to be passed down? Well, according to Simard and Blight, 2011, cultural memory, also known as blood memory, is carried within one's DNA, simply waiting to be awakened. It is in this way that much of the rich cultural traditions of Indigenous peoples across the world have been maintained despite 500 years of colonialism. Another way that traditional child-rearing practices have persisted is through Indigenous resistance. Not all Indigenous children went to residential schools, as some parents successfully hid their children away, or children escaped back to their families. In my work, I have seen many Indigenous people who were parented by those who suffered traumas and struggled to connect with them as children try to learn new ways to parent and connect with their own children. I have seen so many wonderful successes despite a history that is sometimes so full of trauma, stress, and disconnection. If you've been affected by colonial disruptions to family attachments and traditional knowledge systems, here are a few things you might try to build healthy relationships with your children and to teach them how to someday raise healthy children of their own. Talk about feelings. I know sometimes this can be difficult, especially if you grew up with parents who couldn't talk about theirs. But when children can understand their own emotions, they can control them better. And children learn through modeling. People connect over feelings, so this can serve to build healthier attachments too. Build your children up. Sometimes, because of abuses of the past, it is difficult not only to hear positive things about yourself, but also to give praise to others. If you can tell your children you are proud of them, if you can praise them when they do well, tell them they are beautiful and loved, you will build their self-esteem and they will carry that forward to build their future children up as well. Connect over shared interests and activities. Teaching traditional dances and attending powwow together, sharing knowledge, passing on language are all acts of love that will fortify your children. Sometimes just sitting together silently while engaging in an activity you both enjoy is enough to provide them a sense of safety and love. When in doubt, the 7 grandfather teachings can be a guide. Raising children with wisdom, love, respect, bravery, honesty, humility, and truth. And teaching them the same is a recipe for success. Lastly, you cannot heal in others what you have not healed in yourself. So if you have suffered traumas or disconnection in your own family history, healing that through therapy, attending ceremony, or whatever works for you will help you to be able to learn to develop healthy connections with your children. Miigwech once again for watching today, and I hope that this has been helpful for you.